Wood. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The roots are kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13-0. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Here now, Bryce with pressure, throws across the middle. Mechie wide open, breaks a tackle. 30 down the near side with Bolden blocking to the 10. He'll cut inside a tackler, and he's in for the touchdown. Here's the give. Robinson cuts left. He walks it in. Touchdown, Alabama. Play action fake. Bryce rolls right and throws. Complete Williams. Jamison midfield 50. Near sideline 40. Down the left sideline 30. Down the left sideline 20. And he's all the way in for a touchdown. Bryce claps his hands. Gets the snap. Pressure off the edge. They throw. Robinson near side. Cuts to the middle of the field. See ya. Bye-bye. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Alabama. 51 yards. What a beautiful play. Hands off Robinson. Carries it in for a touchdown. Throwing across the middle. Catch is made. Head of steam. Angling to the right side. Loose and in for a touchdown. Trayshawn Holden. Now the victory formation, and this one's in the books. Alabama with a 49-9 win over Mike Leach and his Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Hi, welcome on again, Friday edition. Jay Barker Show. It's the Tennessee weekend and 14 straight years for the Crimson Tide against Tennessee, and a lot to dive into today as far as some of the matchups. We talked about a lot of it, but Matt, you got on your Alabama shirt today. Yeah. Tennessee week, brought it in, put it on, love it.
You know, Jay, as a member of the media, and Lars never wore a Nebraska shirt when he went to cover a news conference, right?
That's true.
I mean,
Tennessee's different. I wouldn't do this if I were going to a news conference today. But we're in studio. We're all pals. We all know how we feel
about Tennessee. So I'm brandishing the crimson and white and the Alabama shirt. So.
Yeah, I've been in plenty of press boxes where there's been cheering by the local guys. Yeah. And there was I remember a NASCAR race. A reporter openly clapped when the driver ended up winning the race. And also I've seen a prominent ESPN people, I don't know, it seems just so inappropriate, where right before an interview they don't realize that camera's on, they'll hug. You're like, great job.
I know one in particular.
I know one,
but I'm not gonna name
his best friend was Jimmy Johnson. He was in Jimmy Johnson's wedding and he covered Jimmy Johnson day in, day out, and in front of the entire meet. I remember one time at Pocono Raceway in Pennsylvania, Jimmy won, and right in front of everybody, as Jimmy's walking up to the podium for his press conference, big hug with this prominent ESPN personality.
Jay, you've been in the business now. I mean, you got to separate, don't you? I mean, it's okay for me to wear an Alabama shirt right now, and it's okay for you to wear one anytime.
Yeah.
I remember somebody telling me it might have been Stallings that a reporter walked out and had like a UCLA shirt or something. And I don't want to say it was Stallings when I don't know that for a fact. They said, really, not on my field.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's disrespectful.
Well, it's been interesting how it has shifted a little bit because, and it kind of started with Bob Ryan of the Boston Globe, where he just openly said, I'm a fan of the Celtics and I write for the voice of the fan. And Bill Simmons, his rise to sort of sports journalism fame all became about because of his fandom. He wrote as a fan. Mm-hmm. And Jay, I mean, just look how successful Bill Simmons is today. Probably the most powerful guy in who was a writer. He started The Ringer now, and he was at Grantland, started Grantland, which is now dead, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would put Bill Simmons as the most influential in sports media right now.
What do you do, Jay? Do you have like a UAB shirt that you wear for the first part of tomorrow?
Yeah.
And then you'll change up into crimson when you drive to Tuscaloosa?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have my UAB shirt.
You
UAB
need
hat,
to do
and
a little
my Alabama shirt, Alabama hat.
You need to like Instagram that as you transform colors from the green and gold to
I did that for
crimson.
the Ole Miss game back for UAB's game, and then tomorrow the Rice game down to Alabama's game that night. So
I'm
I have to leave
your truck. I mean, how do you do that? You just
just change. I mean, it doesn't take that long.
no, it's just
change my underwear, everything. So different.
I thought maybe you just came out of a phone booth.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But you go back to the point you were talking about. People, it wasn't even like if I wore something to a practice or if I went to a media event or SC Media Days. I mean, some people early on would be like, "Hey, you're a media guy now." And I was like, no, I'm a former player that happens to be kind of an analyst. I don't really consider myself media. And I never, went down that path as a journalist or whatever else. And I got it to some degree. But, at times there were many complaints that why is he getting to watch the full practice? Why is he getting a chance to be at places or in meetings that we can't be in? And I got it. I mean, I understood kind of the argument in some points or degrees, but at the same time, I mean, I'm going back as a former player. I'm going back as somebody that's been a part of that program more than just going back at, as far as just to be in the media.
Would you ever have writers, sports writers, try to grease you for information for practices?
Oh yeah, all the time, early on especially. But even now, I mean, there's so much that I know that I got to keep stored up in the vault.
Bingo.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to quiz you both about. Because we've both been very, very close to programs, NFL, whatever the case may be. And Jay just nailed it. You have to consciously disassociate and associate. When appropriate, report, no, talk. When not, hush your mouth.
Yeah. It's more important to keep the relationship in a good place with the player or the coach. And I assume you're referring to like Bruce Arians and I.
Yeah.
Very, very close. And of course, I'm not going to do anything to burn any bridges with Bruce or have him not trust me anymore, and so, I won't report on a lot of things.
You've seen parts of practice you could probably share with us right now.
Oh, yeah.
That Alabama fans would pay gold to know.
Oh yeah, or even knowing things that were going on that from Braxton's there every day. I mean, he's on the field, he's in the meetings, he hears all that. We talk about stuff, but I know that I can't share certain information, can't talk about it, and no matter who it is, no matter who wants to hear it, because you just can't do that. He's sharing that with me in confidence, and as his father, and someone that he can kind of confide in or talk to about. And there's a lot of stuff that he won't tell me or doesn't share with me about stuff that's going on that's just team in their locker room type stuff. But I mean, whether it's we talk through game plans or how's this defense, this whatever else, and at times I'll throw some things out there, especially game day, about things that everybody kind of knows by then because Saban's already made kind of statements about it later in the week. But it's different when you kind of go in. I mean, and you're right, Lars. Every week Alabama has to say at some point, remember, this is a working press box. There is no cheering allowed.
Yeah.
And because people, and I've done it, to be honest, but you get caught up in the moment, and you may, the excitement of the game, and a big play happens. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, UAB, there was two guys that were sitting down in the right hand corner, and they were, I
heard about this.
I think they had in their hand. I mean, they were going like, yeah,
they were having cold beers in the press box.
Yeah, they're having beers in the press box.
I've never seen that, and I
believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but they got booted out of the press box.
They did. Ted warned them once, and then finally just said, "Hey, you got to get out."
And they complain about it over Twitter, and it's like, "Hey, you guys are acting inappropriately."
They don't know the rule.
No, I think they sort of backdoored their way into getting credentials. What constitutes a real sort of working sports writer? Like anybody can have a website, right?
Yep.
So who do you ultimately give a credential to or not? Certainly you will not. They will not be coming back to that press box based on their behavior.
There is an NCAA script that must be read before every game, and it says exactly what you did. This is a working press box. Cheering not allowed. Violators will be asked to leave. Now, all that being said, guys, sitting in a press box, watching a team that you had a fondness for, I wouldn't see any of y'all jumping up and down and yelling "Roll Tide" or "Go Bucks" or anything like that. Have you ever gone, well, just because of the moment? And I'll tell you, I did one time, 92, actually it was 93. Miami, Alabama, because I had had enough myself. And I didn't jump up and cheer, but I turned to my guy and said, they deserved every bit of that. How about you? Ever been asked to leave or?
No. I can't recall any time. I mean, and I haven't covered like many Nebraska games. I've recused myself for the most part, but
Jay, you got kids playing.
I know.
I mean, I would think it'd be kind of tough not to go, go like that,
Yeah. That's
when you're a former player.
Yeah. To be respectful, if I feel that way, I just need to get up, walk out, go to outside part of that, and just be able to yell and scream and do whatever else you want to do. But it's a big weekend, and be a lot of fun. It's going to be a beautiful weekend as well. It looks like as far as the weather, and going to be cool. Pretty much, and 77 the high tomorrow. Is that right? And I think it's going to cool down into mid 50s for the Alabama game coming up as well. Hey, do you struggle with finding new ideas for branding and marketing? Your business is your organization trying to find unique items that people really like to receive and use in today's competitive business environment. Your brand needs to stand out to get noticed and fully promoted. They offer that extensive branding marketing solutions to get your name in front of your potential customers. They have local experts that specialize in putting your logo on apparel, team gear, the caps, also promotional products, trade show items, and printed materials that provide access to samples that you can actually touch and feel, and also personalized service to assist you with product selection and decoration methods. So try them out today. Call Fully Promoted today at 205-406-6430. That's 406-6430. Mention that you heard it right here on the Jay Barker Radio Show for a special offer. That's 205-406-6430. And are you fully promoted? Give them a call today.
Have you guys heard that Auburn is considering a uniform change for the Ole Miss game? We'll talk about that on the other side of this break. You're listening to the Jay Barker Show.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The flagship station for Alabama Crimson Tide sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher & Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher & Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff,
You've got to see these diamonds.
FisherandOsmond.com, a little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Cardiology consultants Doctors Hill, Anderson, Lewis, Shaw, Caraway, and Proctor welcomes Dr. Vishal Daya to their practice in November. Dr. Daya is board certified in cardiovascular disease and is board eligible in interventional cardiology. Cardiology consultants are pleased to welcome Dr. Daya to the team of high quality and compassionate physicians. Now accepting new patient appointments, 205-752-0694.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get all of your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
It takes two vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Has the pandemic affected your business? Even with more and more customers going online in the past 5 years, online business has grown greatly due to the pandemic. Now more than ever, it's important to have a strong online presence so that customers can find your business and products easily. That's where Townsquare comes in to help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis to see how your business stands up to the competition. And if you're one of the first to sign up, you'll get $500 in free advertising on this radio station. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Get that satisfying crunch. Now with 20% more honey. Try a delicious Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bar with more of the honey you love.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Nothing but sunshine today. A very pleasant afternoon. The high 74. Clear and cool tonight with a low at 48. Weather for the weekend looks good. Lots of sunshine tomorrow and Sunday. The high tomorrow is 79. The high Sunday at 81. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
And what we do today before practice is we have about 20 plays, okay, that we put in the sequence that's the way we want to start the game. And we're going to call those plays and actually rehearse those plays, tomorrow when we go through walkthrough, so every player knows this is the first play, second play, third play. If we're going to go fast, if we're going to use some kind of cadence to see what they're in, we can slow down, act like we're going to go fast and then not go fast and see what the defense is in, see if we want to what we call Nike check a play to the play that we'd like to run against whatever they're in, which everybody does that to us too, so this is not rocket science. All right, so and then unless there's a special situation like third down or short yardage or something that comes up in between, we try to adhere to that sort of list of plays. And what it does is it really gives you a better opportunity to decide what you want to call, like on Thursday night, sitting in your chair and making a list of plays that you like against what they do. and are going to give the players the best chance to be successful rather than trying to do it on the run. And then as you go through those plays, you kind of get a feel for the game. And then we kind of do the same thing at halftime again. We see how it's going, and we kind of make a list of this is what we want to make sure we get called, in some kind of sequence in the second half.
All right, welcome back in. And Coach Saban last night, hey, Coach, and he was actually answering a question. A young man, it was his birthday. I think he's around 12 or 13 years old, and asked that question about scripting or kind of how they went about the beginning of a game, at halftime adjustments that would be made. And I thought Coach Saban was great in answering it and giving a lot of details, and went through pretty much the entire scenario, Matt, as far as, before a game, you script out between 15 to 20 plays. You do I'm not sure what'd you say, Josh?
What's up?
Turned 11. Okay.
Oh, he's an 11-year-old kid. He wouldn't have answered it if it had been me or you.
No. But it is something that, from high school through college, through NFL, mostly college NFL, you script it out and you run through the play. It's like a rehearsal. The 2 days before Thursday and Friday. So when you get to the game, everything that you're the anxiety of, it's kind of like taking a test, right? So you know what's coming, and now you know your assignments, you know how to go out there and execute at a high level. The other thing too that you're doing is you're getting formations. You're maybe in different snap counts. You may try to take some chances on whether it's going quick or going up the line of scrimmage, back and back out, looking over the sideline, getting a play in. Or changing something up. Normally the script, you run through it and you're trying to gather information. You're trying to see how do they line up against this formation? Does movement affect it at all? How then can we, as the coaches up in the box or the guys on the sideline are drawing up and seeing what the defense is doing, then they'll take a look at that. And when they come over for after the series is over, okay, how did they adjust? How did they play? What were the calls that were made? All right, what did you see? They talk to every individual, kind of gather as much information as possible. And then they do the same thing every quarter. Every time they come to the sideline at halftime, you make adjustments. You may put together another script, as he talked about, that you're going to come out. Here's the 10 plays we're going to start with. See how they adjust to this. This is how we have adjusted to it as well. Defense does a lot of the same things, but offensively, it's kind of like that rehearsal. Just knowing that what you practiced all week, that you're going to go out and execute at a high level.
What happens, Jay, when something goes off script? Like on the very first play of the game, you call play action pass, and you think it's really going to work or whatever, and you end up getting 8-yard sack. So all of a sudden you're in 2nd and 18, and on the script it says you're going to, do a run to the right. And because of down and distance situation, you can't stick to the actual script. That's correct, right?
That is correct. And normally what you'll do is you'll work through that correction or what you've got to do, say a second, whatever, and you get half of that back. Then, you're off script still, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Now you get the first down, you go back to script. You try to get back to the script because the script is about building out and trying to see how they're going to, again, line up against formations. How do they react to the movement, shifting, any of those type of things. And you're just trying to gather information because you're going to use that. You think but you just want to make sure that, or maybe they made some adjustments and changes to how they're going to play defense against you. And Matt, you get to kind of learn that information. So those scripted plays are important for the coaches and the players, again, just figuring out the defense.
But can you go to the line of scrimmage and let's say Bryce Young gets under center? It's the 3rd play into the script, okay? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden he sees that Williams is just wide open. He's in man.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to hand it off to B-Rob. Now he can check down, right?
He can definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I mean, that seems a very, very elementary question, but
that's a good one.
I wanted to know.
Yeah.
That may not help.
Yeah, but so he can get. I mean, I would think that they allow him. I mean, most times as a quarterback, you're allowed to go off script if you see something that's going to work better in that moment, or like you said, all of a sudden you got a wide receiver that's either got a one-on-one matchup that's very favorable, or that you just feel better about a certain play. But the script is really designed as a way to kind of just put something in front of the defense, get as much information back, and then again adjust as you move forward. And that's why you do it again in the second half. You made your adjustments. You've seen how they're lining up. Now let's run these plays and let's see what they do against it. How did they how do they correct themselves and adjust to what we're doing.
Great
Yeah.
explanation. You're trying to pull information out of the defense as much as you're trying to establish. And I think another thing that you said is that knowing that in advance probably settles you a little bit. It doesn't matter who you're playing, but kind of who was the guy for the 49ers that was famous and won all the Super Bowls? I'm forgetting his name. He had Montana.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that first really publicly said, I got 20 plays, and that's what we're running?
It goes back to Bill Walsh,
yeah.
and he created the West Coast offense. And saying in the NFL, Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich, every Thursday after practice, they sit down with Tom Brady, and there's 200 possible plays that they could pick from, and they want Tom to pick his favorite 15 for pass plays. What are your favorite 15 that you like? And then usually Bruce and Byron will pick the 15 running plays that they like the best, and then they'll formulate the script from that. Because Bruce has always told me that he wants his quarterback sort of invested in those early plays, and also you want to get the quarterback feeling comfortable as quick as possible. Jay, I mean, did you have that sort of input in the script, and do you think Bryce does?
Yeah, right now I'm worried about you getting by well.
What?
There's a well in the background of your shot right there on the screen.
Yeah.
He looked like he was about to come out and get you. But, yeah, I mean, I think the best thing about it is, again, and Matt brought it up as well that I said earlier, is that it's like a musician. You sit down and you write out your playlist, right? Here's how we're going to do the show. This is the way it's going to work out. So everybody's on board. Nothing's really a surprise. So the guys, the reason why I do it is try to get early success too, because if you've practiced these over and over, rehearsed these plays over and over, you should execute them at a very high level, and everybody should know their assignment. I mean, yeah, they may line up differently than you thought. Now you've made some adjustments. You should be able to adjust on the run, but you've done it so many times that you feel so good about it that now you should be successful that first series or so. You should be able to do things and feel confident and run everything full speed, and then start making adjustments as the game goes on. But both you guys are right, too. You've got to have the ability to get out of things as a quarterback or an offensive coordinator. You may need to make a call that's a little bit off script if you're in a different situation than you thought you were going to be in at that particular time. Let's take the other scenario. You don't lose yards, first down, play action pass, you take it all the way to 5. Well, you don't stay on script. Now you're at goal line off it. So, you know what I'm saying? It's always changing. It's just the script is built out in a sense saying these are what we believe are best 15 to 20 plays, and it's going to give us a lot of information about how that defense is going to line up against us.
Did Stallings do that?
We did. Yeah.
It just seems like, what was it? Derek, right? Sherman, left, Derek, Jay, play action. Yeah. Was that pretty much
that was it? No, but I mean, we had 15 to 20 plays that we would script out, and we went through a lot. Homer Smith was really big on that. He believed that was a key for an offense to not only have success early, be confident coming into the game, but, you know, again, the information that he wanted to get about how the defense is going to line up against you. Hey, coming up tonight, you've got Middle Tennessee at UConn at 5 o'clock on CBS Sports Network, Memphis at UCF, 6 o'clock on ESPN2, Colorado State at Utah State at 8:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network, and Washington at Arizona, 9:30 p.m. on ESPN2. So some good matchups tonight. But we were talking earlier, this is not a great football weekend as far as the matchups. We've brought that up a lot. But one, you know, that some of the ones out there, we'll look at some of the other national games as well as continue to talk about this Alabama matchup against Tennessee coming up tomorrow, and what this game means to so many over the years. I know for all of us, we've, understand this rivalry game and how different it is now, but there's a lot of great memories about it. Local Realty, Jeremy and Gina Miller, full service flat listing fee for sure, and they're going to save you money. They've saved sellers over $1 million now when it comes to selling your home on that sell side. What they do is they charge you a flat fee of $2,900 up to a $500,000 listing with Local Realty. You're going to love that. It's going to save you a ton of money. They've saved millions for people in the Birmingham metro area. Now they're expanding all across the state, and just a great family, great people, hard workers. And with this flat fee, it's going to save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. So check it out for yourself. LocalRealtyFlatFee.com, LocalRealtyFlatFee.com for more information on Local Realty. All right, we'll be back. Hour number 1 continues live from ABX.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your ticket to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.C.O.
Definitely learned a lot more about it since being here, just because, you know, obviously you're around people that are involved and have been involved in the past years. But, you know, I've definitely learned how deeply rooted it is, how much it means to us, to our fan base, to our alumni, to everyone. It's something as a team we don't take lightly at all. It's a rivalry that, again, has been very deeply rooted. So I really start to understand how much it meant and what it meant to everyone here as I got here and as I started going to it. So, we all know that, we're all excited for it. We all know that it's going to be a tough week of work. We all have to prepare and make sure that, we're putting ourselves in the best position so that we can execute over the weekend. I think whenever you get more live reps and whenever you get more, whenever you get more action, you grow that comfortability. From the first day you meet them on and off the field, you start with, you start filling it out in practice and in the spring, fall practices and all that. And then, you get those, those live game reps, and you start to feel each other out as stuff I like, stuff he likes. Again, him just getting a rhythm, how he likes to call plays. So whenever you get those live reps, and whenever whenever you're able to be in certain situations and circumstances you can't necessarily replicate in practice, that definitely brings an offense, a quarterback, and a play caller a lot closer. So, we all, we all have tremendous trust in Coach OB and his philosophy, the plays he calls. So, and it's only going to continue to grow the more and more situations we get put in. For me, it's just doing what I feel like is best for the team, what we game plan for, what we feel like is the best option. So, it's not a personal, just, whatever happens at any part of the field and any part of the game, it's never like it's never a personal thing. It's never it's all about, it's all about the game plan. It's all about the stuff we feel confident as an offense. It's all about, what we feel like gives us the best chance to succeed offensively. So that's really all that goes into it.
That was Bryce Young as Alabama gets ready for Tennessee coming up tomorrow night at 6 o'clock kickoff in Bryant-Denny Stadium. And again, a 14-game win streak. Going back looking at Bryce from the very beginning of the year, Alabama against Miami, they win at 44-13. He has 4 touchdown passes. Against Mercer, 48-14, and he has 3 touchdown passes. Against Florida, they win it there at the end, but 31-29, he has 3 touchdown passes. Against Southern Miss, 5 touchdown passes in the 63-14 win. 42-21 win against Ole Miss. He has 2 touchdown passes. Texas A&M, even though his QBR was down based on percentages, being 28-48 with 3 touchdowns, the 1 interception, and then 4 touchdowns last week against Mississippi State in the 49-9 win. So his overall stats, he is right now 156-224, 2,082 yards. That's a 69.6% percentage, 24 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And just unbelievable when you think about his longest touchdown, 94 yards as far as the pass. And again, getting rid of the ball, not trying to take too many sacks. Took a lot more in the A&M game and Ole Miss game than the others. But so far this year has played at a very, very high level. That 24 number, when I first looked at that, I looked at Matt and goes, "Is it 24?" It's just it's unbelievable. It took me 3 years to get 24.
Well, you know what amazes me, and it's not just true for Bryce Young. I was looking at other quarterback stats, but the touchdown to interception ratio used to be about you throw 2 touchdowns and an interception. Now it's like that is a perfect example. What is it? 24-3?
24-3. Yeah.
Why?
There's so much more training that goes on from the time they're young all the way through. A lot of these guys are just quarterbacks. The only position they've played, they've focused on that. I think they have better vision, process information quicker because they've done the 7-on-7s. They've done all the different camps. They've gone and competed against each other since little league and in 7-on-7 type. We didn't do 7-on-7. I mean, I remember my last year in high school, there was a group of coaches in the area, just the Metro Birmingham area, that said, why don't we put together like a 7-on-7 tournament and let it be about a week or 2 weeks leading up to practice where we can get our guys out there and let them, at least do something. We're out there in I formation, running our veer, running passes, having like 2 people in routes or 3. It was nothing sophisticated. This is all so much more sophisticated. They understand the ability to drop down and do the things that we just weren't taught until a lot of it. I mean, there was stuff I wasn't taught in college that I learned in the pro. I didn't even know much about a back shoulder throw in college. I'd never had really been taught. I mean, Homer began to teach me more of that stuff. Mal taught me more about the run game. But we were so more focused at that time on that, where Homer was more of that West Coast, the guy that was, wanted to talk about concepts and why why the defense needs to be in this way, why you need to affect it from a spread or where your routes go in order to make things open up. And now it's, if you see this, then you just got to get your check down. I mean, it's just a lot of things that these guys now are taught that we weren't taught. And I think that's why you're seeing these numbers are just so inflated. And plus, they're throwing the ball more, playing more space, better athletes out there catching the ball. Nothing against the guys who were there. Not with me. I mean, I had great athletes at Alabama, but you just, because of that type of game, you got more players coming off the basketball court and going on the football field that normally would never gotten on the football field to go out there and just stomp block all day long.
Guys, we're at week 8 of the college football season, so we're about ready to get into backstretch. And right now, the Heisman race is really it's between two guys, Bryce Young and Matt Corral. And with Bryce being able to play this week, and Matt Corral was terrific against Tennessee. 21-38 for 231 yards, 2 touchdowns. He ran for 195.
Wow.
So he ran for 195, but he got hurt. And, earlier in the week, Lane Kiffin said he didn't feel good that Matt Corral was going to be able to play against LSU on Saturday. So this, in terms of Heisman, this could be a big weekend for Bryce Young. If Matt Corral doesn't play, possibly he could get a little separation. Right now, according to one Vegas sportsbook, Bryce Young and Matt Corral are in a dead heat. And then in a distant third is Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud, and then Kenneth Walker, the third, the Michigan State running back, and then Desmond Ridder, the Cincinnati quarterback. But, if you just look at the odds, right now it's Bryce Young and Matt Corral sort of neck and neck.
When you look at also Josh Heupel and the numbers they're putting up in the high-powered offense, how quick they're running their offense, up-tempo, and even because Saban talked about it last night, I said, man, it's one of those things where they're snapping it at 32 seconds with a 40-second shot clock. I mean, that's our snap clock. I mean, that's unbelievable how fast he's got these guys playing. And you got to keep it pretty simple, but getting those things in from the sideline, he's talked about, their signaling or the cards they use, how fast they want to go. And that's where we talked about this yesterday. Alabama's got to, be able to get them off the field on third down, make them have long second downs. Don't let them have a lot of success on first down. I mean, that's in a lot of games, but especially if a team wants to go up tempo, if they can get 8 yards, 7 yards on that first down, they're right to the line of scrimmage running the ball. They're going to try to get it running it, and then they're going to do it again running it. Then they're going to fake the run, and they're going to try to go over the top of you. That's where they get the big plays and explosive plays in the up-tempo offenses.
It looks like Hendon Hooker's going to play, and I'm not so sure, Lars, in reference to Matt Corral, if Lane isn't playing a little poker here.
Maybe.
Maybe. We will soon see. I want to go back real quick to what we're talking about, how accurate quarterbacks are. So you think the 7-on-7 drills really, really help the offense, maybe 90%, because the corners and the defensive backs aren't getting any better because they're picking off fewer passes, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think too, again, it's just the training, the quarterback training, the one-on-one training sessions they get now with these quarterback gurus. I mean, you talk about from QB country or other guys that are out there that work these guys out, either once a week, twice a week. Some kids do it 3 times a week from the time they're, 7, 8 years old all the way through now. Mine started in 7th grade, 8th grade, somewhere in there. They started going to training and working with somebody. And, it really improved even as much as I mean, there are things that they'll listen to and other coaches and stuff. And also I want them to learn at that point in 7th grade. I always said, this is now your turn. I coached you through Little League. You've now got to find kind of your way, let the coaches do their thing. I want you to rely on them and not on me. I'm here to support you. I want to be your father. I want to be your, I'll go out and look and watch and give you some tips, but we need to have another set of eyes as well to be looking at this. And again, Bryce had been training for this his entire life. I mean, this is what he did. He talked about it, but his father and the way that they would go out and work and the things that they did in order to improve him at that quarterback position. And I think too, Matt, I played quarterback. I played my senior year. I played running back. I played wide receiver. I played defensive back, safety. That's what I was being recruited in mostly coming out of high school. I ran punts back. I ran kicks back. I was on punt team. I didn't kick off, but I was on the field the entire night and playing every position. So it wasn't that I could just hone in on one and become really great at that, which is, I think, good and bad. I mean, I didn't like the fact that when that all kind of started when my kids came through, and maybe a little bit before them, where you got to 7th grade and you had to pick a side of the football. And now that was it. You're either going to be defense or offense. And most of the guys never changed back. And some of those guys would have been better on defense. Some would have been better on offense if they had had a chance to at least get out there and show what they could do.
not only did you play all those positions, but I distinctly remember one night we were going over there to cover the game, and Jay flew Sky 13 into Trustful. He was the pilot. So, I mean, he could do virtually anything.
Multifaceted.
Man, y'all would come in on Sky 13. We got so excited.
Oh, God.
That was
so
best.
Cool. Even for us. I mean,
I'm
it was,
sure. The fans would go nuts. The band would go nuts. And then, we all look at it and, hey, they're going to cover our game tonight. We're going to be on TV. Type deal. That was a lot of fun. Now
we were not popular if we flew in at halftime and we drowned out the band. We would get an earful from the band moms. It was, and
for those of us who weren't around, explain what you're talking about.
Oh, we used to do this extensive high school coverage, and we would cover, and this was a lot because nobody had cameras or anything like that. We'd cover 12, 15 games a night. And I would get in Sky 13 with a photographer, and we would bounce around the outlying areas because you could go cover Hoover, or at that time it was Barry.
Mm-hmm.
But we would take the Sky 13 to places in our, I guess, outer viewing area.
And where would you land?
Baseball fields. No, it was part of my
field.
job. Friday, I would come in and I would call local police. I would call the school, talk to the principal and say, where do we land? It got complicated because they're power wires.
Yeah.
And you clip one of those, you're down. But everybody just loved high school football. They wanted to see Jay Barker play safety, which that's the first time I said, man, that guy's pretty good.
Well, and
then they turned him into a quarterback.
Yeah.
He was pretty good there too.
When y'all would come in and you would kind of go around a little bit so you could get some cover. And I remember watching that at night, and whenever they would break it, so like you'd go screens and next screen or whatever it was to get to here's our next place, and Lars, you would see the shot of your stadium. Like, okay, now they're going to our game.
An
and
aerial.
come in, an aerial type shot was so cool. But great stuff. Rock and Roll Sushi, also great stuff. Check it out. They have expanded and continue to expand over the last decade or so. Just amazing. I mean, I went from one store, one place right there in Mobile, Alabama, Sisson, Alabama, homegrown business, and they have become the biggest hit in the restaurant business. Over 50 locations now, and they need your help right now. They're looking for workers. If you're out there looking for a job or need work, or know kids that need work or looking for an opportunity, go to Rock and Roll Sushi. They can help you out with that right now. But also enjoy their amplified dining experience, whether it's lunch or dinner. You get the rolls you love with the music you love, rock and roll with the people that you love, and able to do that. So they have such great food, even other than sushi. But the biggest hit in the restaurant business right now is Rock and Roll Sushi. Go check them out. I will continue live from AVX and wrap up hour number 1. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The best station in the state, breaking down Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Can I get a weight reading on the cat in exam 3?
Zuri needs a new vet tech after their current one literally moved to a farm. But finding an ideal replacement takes some training.
This is like herding cats.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hughes will take it to the top of the arc. Watford 3 at the buzzer, blocked by Herb. The putback, no. The buzzer sounds, and Bama hangs on. Oh my goodness!
Get ready for a new season of Alabama basketball. The defending SEC champs are back in Coleman Coliseum, and the Tide hosts some of the biggest games of the year. Tickets are on sale now. Reserve your seats today at RollTide.com.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable. They're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
In a collision, easy decision. One name, one firm, one call. Ms. Reno.
I made that one call to Ms. Reno after being hit by an 18-wheeler. He got me $875,000.
I made that one call to Ms. Reno after being T-boned on McFarland.
He got me $125,000.
I made that one call to Mesrano after my fender bender. He got me $50,000.
One name, one call, one firm. Mesrano.
No representation made the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than quality of legal services from other lawyers.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using GetUpside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the GetUpside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free GetUpside app now.
Download the free GetUpside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free GetUpside app and use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Nothing but sunshine today. A very pleasant afternoon. The high 74. Clear and cool tonight with a low at 48. Weather for the weekend looks good. Lots of sunshine tomorrow and Sunday. The high tomorrow is 79. The high Sunday at 81. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 73 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Welcome back in. Alabama's Nick Saban really last night got very, I guess, upfront. Really
candid.
Candid. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Looking for the word. Thank you. Look, hey, behind Lars, let's get a shot of that screen back there. You can see it from our bird's eye. There it is. A Season in the Sun. Look right in there. #1 new release in sports industry. You probably can't read it from that shot. It may be better over if you want to move your laptop a little bit and over the top of your laptop to back there. From that, there we go. A lot better view of that. So, yeah. So, congratulations, Lars. And there it is. You can go get it. And audiobook, Kindle,
Nice
all that.
pan.
Yeah. 5 stars.
Yeah, got a couple good reviews so far. It's just customer reviews, but very important to have good customer reviews. And yeah, going to be doing a lot of media this afternoon and next week. I think I'll be on Will Cain's show, doing some other national hits. And yeah, so far so good. And I mean, it helps so much that Tom Brady posted on his Instagram to his 10.8 million followers, and Bruce Arians tweeted about it. So it sort of has like their endorsement, and so it's helped tremendously.
Are you gonna still hang around? Hang with the peons for a while, the peasants? You gonna throw us some corn?
Please, little bit.
I'll give you a signed copy. I'll give you a signed copy. On me. On me.
So Nick Saban has been very candid. We talked about with the 10-year-old or was 11-year-old. Actually asked him the question last night. He came out and said, here's what we do, and was very honest about that. And I think it really took some great time with the young man to say, here's how we do a script before the game, script at halftime. He also went into how they discipline and said that on Thursday's Nice Radio Show that he has a penalty box for players who miss meals or classes, uses it as a lesson about doing the right thing. The coach did admit, however, that he's not sure the message ever lands. Nick Saban says Alabama's penalty box for these missed classes, missed meals. He said he lectured his team Thursday about why players have to get into the box before they can do the right thing. He also said he has a penalty box for other things dealing with disciplinary things. But I don't know. A lot of times coaches really don't talk about Nick Saban especially. And last night, Maddie seemed to be a lot more open than usual.
What's up with Nick this week? Yeah, Aaron Suttles and the baby, and then answering the 11-year-old's question. And, there's a real human, what's the word you candid? But
he's
he's
becoming like more humanized, and it's just and Hayco is always the best place to get information.
Yep.
Because he loves that atmosphere, feels comfortable. Miss Terry's sitting right there. It's usually the same.
Pee Wee's always the first caller.
Yes,
let's go to Pee Wee.
And it all helps recruiting. Now, I'm not saying that was planned for that reason. Like he did the $1 million with Bryce. That was obviously planted. But that baby thing went viral. The nation's talking about that.
It was on SportsCenter.
Think we'll see more babies this next week.
Yeah, really.
Every reporter's going to have their baby.
Well, some of them will have to go borrow a baby. There's a new Uber idea. Borrow a baby for a media. Nick Saban. Hi, we'll continue live from ABX again. Andrew Bones will be joining us coming up at 1:30. Look forward to that. Get a take on Alabama's recruiting and again some of the other big matchups going on around the country this weekend. Lars, are you going to be anywhere this weekend as far as signing or anything?
I'm going to be here in Birmingham, Alabama, watching some football with Matt Coulter. We're going to try to go to the UAB game, Jay.
We'll do a signing at. No, never mind.
Jay Barker Show presented by Top Golf. Mark Grenier and all the great folks there at Top Golf. Go see them. You'll love it. The bowling of our generation. A lot of great fun, food, and just a good time at Top Golf at Birmingham. And driven by Sonny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford. Anderson, go see Tony Russell and all the great folks there at Sonny King Ford. All right, stay with us. Hour number 2 is coming up next. Getting ready for Alabama, Tennessee.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and processes are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co. Letter C, letter O.
Birmingham's best Mexican restaurant for over 20 years and counting. That's La Paz Restaurant in Crestline Village and Mount Laurel. They've got a great staff, its delicious menu, award-winning cheese dip, and margaritas and vibrant atmosphere have helped to make La Paz a local favorite. Blue corn nachos, Texas barbecue quesadillas, steak and blue quesadillas, Baja fish tacos, signature fajitas, and much, much more. So head over to La Paz today. If you want a great lunch or a great dinner, you'll find all that at La Paz, Crestline, and Mount Laurel for lunch or dinner.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Up 15, dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade Tower this time. I love it. Wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The loser kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, Greg. Alabama has one foul. Touchdown. Alabama wins. Clemson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban for the 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13-0. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Well, Mal Moore, I think, is, the reason that we're here. First of all, Mal did a great job of convincing Miss Terry we should come to Alabama. And Mal had a great vision for even the difficult times before we got here when there was probation. He had a vision of redoing the facilities, and so that when we got off of probation, we'd be able to be successful. And he had a great vision. He was a great person. I never heard Mal Moore say a bad word about anybody. And he had just so supportive he used to come to see me every Sunday and used to tell me Coach Bryant stories. And I know I told the one, when we lost to Auburn, I don't know, in 2010 when Cam Newton was playing and Mark fumbled the ball. Everybody probably remembers the fumble that went, we were ahead like 24-7 and the ball went down the sidelines like unbelievable. And I was watching the film and Mark carried the ball in the wrong arm sometimes. And I said to Mal, Mark carries the ball in the wrong arm and I can't get him to quit. And he told me, he said, well, when I was coaching here for Coach Bryant, he had a great quarterback and I forget his name right now, but there was a lot of great ones and it's somebody that everybody would know. Sure. And Mal was the quarterback coach. And he told Coach Bryant, if I could get this guy to get his elbow up more or something when he passes, he would be a lot more accurate and a lot more effective. And, he said, Coach Bryant had a cigarette in his mouth, looked at him, and he said, don't you dare mess with him.
Yeah.
So he was telling me that story. So
a message in there, huh?
A message to don't mess with Mark Ingram.
I hear you.
All right, welcome back in. And again, hey, Coach, last night, Coach Saban, once again, telling some revealing stories. And, very much you see his relationship with Mal Moore is very special. Mal Moore getting Coach or Miss Terry, actually, to agree to come to Alabama, and that he's the reason why they are there, the success that they have had, the vision. I think a lot of people – because, and I agree with him. I'd never heard Mal Moore say one bad word about anybody. Even when he went into an administrative role, I'd go sit with him in the office. He always had a smile on his face. He could tell great stories. He'd make you laugh. And he just loved everybody and just had a great relationship with everybody that he worked with. And, somewhat of a practical jokester with certain ones that, they play little tricks on each other and stuff, even from the time he was a young assistant for Coach Bryant. This Mal Moore, I used to tell people all the time, he would get up at the podium and he had that Southern drawl and he, was, slow in his speech at times. And he really, what he was up there, and this, Matt, if you got with him one-on-one, he was so different. I mean, his personality, how funny he was and just all that. But he just wanted to be very, much, in authority or whatever and talking about things. But people sometimes saw that as that he, not that he wasn't bright, but that how could he come up with all these ideas? He drew everything you see that's happened at Alabama facility-wise and things he used to have on a napkin that he had drawn out himself. He showed it to me up in his office. And this was a while back, even before Coach Saban got there. He goes, this is where we're going. I'm going to go out and raise $100 million. We're going here. We've got to get bigger. We've got to get better. We need to outpace everybody out there in order for Alabama to be successful. We got to have the best coaches. He just went on and on and on. He had a plan, and the plan has worked out magnificently. And he got the proper piece he needed, and that was Nick Saban to be able to run the plan.
Or he died after you had moved to Birmingham. Did you have the pleasure of ever being around him, getting to know him? Of course I did, because I've been around since.
I was around him a few times, but not a lot.
He was a Southern gentleman to his finest, and he made no qualms about his Christianity. And I don't know that a lot of people know what he did for his wife. She had been ill for a long time, and he went home every day. Every day
for lunch,
to take care of her. Yeah. He is absolutely. He's like in that Pat Sullivan, Bart Starr mode for me. People that literally I never heard anybody say a negative word about.
So does Mal Moore have the athletic facility named after him, the football building, if he doesn't get Nick Saban? Because we have to remember, Steve Spurrier turned him down.
That's your question.
Rich Rodriguez turned him down. He was known, people called him Malfunction Mal because the coaching search was not going well, right? And if he didn't land Saban, Jay and I've talked about this a million times, that Mal joked with the pilots, hey, just keep going down to Cuba.
Right.
I can't come back. So my question, guys, is that building named after him if he doesn't get Nick Saban?
Jay?
I don't know. I mean, I think he still did so much for the university outside of all that. And the amount of time he was there with Coach Bryant, with Coach Stallings as the AD. So I think pretty confidently that it would have been named
I do too.
Facility. But I think that helped a ton, Lars. He was able to bring in the top coach and win championships.
The greatest coach of all time.
And he coached with one of the great, the two greatest he was been a part of, and his career, whether it be a coach or as an AD. The most impressive thing to me, besides just the facility itself and the Mal Moore facility, everything now state of the art. Everything is first class. It is over the top, but it's that treasure chest of Mal Moore's rings and watches and all the things that he got from both. He got a bowl Rolex watch. I think it was like the Cotton Bowl. And it's right there in that case. That case is probably one of the most impressive things that you'll ever see from anybody that's ever been a part of college ball. The amount of he has more championship rings than anybody, with Coach Bryant and Coach Saban being a part of that. And hopefully they keep adding in those rings each year that they've won, even since he's passed, because he was such a big part of that. But if you're ever able to visit and you haven't seen that case, it's been there for a while. You'll be just absolutely just blown away that one person would have that much stuff that they've gotten over
Like
the years.
10 national championship rings, something like that.
Yeah, if not more.
He's got
Yeah.
one for every finger. He may have
Yeah.
more than that, but I'll tell you something. And this is kind of on a little bit of smaller level, but it was cool back at the time. Mal was the first assistant coach that I know when he was the offensive coordinator under Bryant that had his own show. He had his own radio show that ran prior to taking the Alabama actual football games. You know, when you remember Burt Bank, who had TVC, I worked for him, and we were the flagship station. And I can remember cueing Mal Moore show up on a reel-to-reel. Okay,
on a reel-to-reel,
right? And Marconi was standing in the studio with me,
right? Exactly.
He did that. Coach Bryant was the first one to ever have a call-in show. It's called the Bear Line. So Alabama's been ahead of the curve for a long time.
The Bear Line. Tell me about the Bear Line.
Oh, golly. From a technical standpoint, it was absolute mess. There were, you know, what reverb is and what trying to put people on tape delay. Back then, you literally had to put 2 reels up and make it a delay. Here would be the record head. Here would be the playback. You had 7 seconds to pull it down if somebody wanted to say something nasty. And, you know, even back then, people would call and test you.
Where did the Bear Line come out of? Like, was it out of Tuscaloosa?
Yeah,
Or it was?
We did it at Tuscaloosa. Yeah,
I don't even remember that.
It was that's
before my time.
DJ. You were probably about 4,
if that.
If that. It was like 83, I think, when we first started doing that.
Wow.
I
can't
no,
imagine.
it wasn't 83. It was like because
Yeah,
he was gone. He was retired. It was 80, 81,
He did it
something
from
like
the
that.
grave.
Well, now that would have been a hell of a show.
Yeah.
Hey, coach.
What's it like up there?
Who's sitting next to you? But no, it went on, and we got kinks out. But I mean, it was an advertiser's delight.
Oh, I'm
It was just
sure.
ringing the cash register.
But when they asked the question, I mean, I can't just knowing Coach Bryant, or you know, knowing and watching him over the years, even on TV, sometimes you can understand what
Well,
and he's a stud.
Every once in a while, somebody asks him a question he didn't want to answer.
Right.
Yeah. That's when he really started mumbling. And that's also when Matt went, next caller.
Move on. Let's go. That's cool.
So Matt, in covering and spending time with Bear Bryant, what do you think are the most similar characteristics he has with Nick Saban?
First of all, he's just a leader. He's a man's man. He's a leader. He knows how to surround himself with great talent as far as coaching is concerned. And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record. He got players. He got more good players than anybody else. And if you want to get right down to it, that's what makes Nick Saban such a great coach.
And they know it.
And back then, he didn't. He let's see, what's elasticized? Mr. Wordman, is that a word?
I don't know.
The rules, you know. He'd get more scholars. They'd be guys playing safety that were on the golf team. You know, but that wasn't against the rules. You know, they had to make a lot of rules. Yeah, you know, they had to make a lot of rules because he was pushing the envelope. But I think those three things.
But here's the thing that I always, maybe it was earlier in his career, and that began to happen because everybody talked about the first, the second, the third string, and the amount of guys that were there that could have played anywhere. But he always used the we're less than, or you know, we're the underdog type mentality. We're the little guys. We don't have much time. We got to work hard. We got to do this stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm reading two contradicting things because of the talent that you got, and then now the message that you're sending. But he loved that message to his players to make them feel like that they were maybe not as great as they thought they were, and that they're still going to work hard, win positions. The competition, as you talked to all the guys who were there at that time, said it was unbelievable in practice every day, that nobody's job was secure. And Coach Bryant at that time too liked to run a lot of players on, especially on the offense side of football. He had multiple quarterbacks that would play throughout the game,
especially with the wishbone.
Yeah, so he loved it. And Jeff Rutledge and Stab Mashili there at the end. And you were talking. Who was he talking about? Do you think the quarterback?
I don't know if I want to say, because I know he might have been talking about Don Jacobs. Don Jacobs was forced into a bad situation. I think he fumbled against Notre Dame in that huge game at Legion Field, and that may have been who he's talking about. I think Don and Don was young, and then he came. Then to his credit, Jacobs came back when Alabama was down 17-0 to Tennessee at Legion Field and just absolutely roared them back. So Jacobs was an incredibly good quarterback. But you're right. Coach Bryant could have had a bumper sticker on the back of his car that said, "Woe is me," because he could play the underdog role like nobody I've ever. Yeah, he could have 7 returning All-Americans say, "I don't know why they're picking us to win the SEC."
Yeah. He played it down. Hey, this weekend, not only Alabama, Tennessee, but a lot of official visitors coming in, and we're going to talk to Andrew Bone about it coming up at the bottom of the hour at 1:30. And you got Chris Marshall. You also got Chris McClellan, Isaiah Hastings, and others. There are kind of good ones coming in as well. 5-star tackle from Charlestown, Indiana, who's solidly right now committed to Kentucky, but we'll see. And then some other unofficial visitors as well. So we'll get a lot of information from him coming up at the bottom of the hour. Hey, I want to remind you about the local realty. You hear me talk about Jeremy and Gina Miller all the time, but really check it out. If you're looking to sell your home, this is the way to do it. Great people, great team, great family, and they want to give you what's called that flat fee on the sell side of the selling your home. And that flat fee is $2,900. That's it, $2,900 up to a $500,000 listing. It's going to save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars when it comes to selling your home. 5-star rating on Zillow. They've got unbelievable testimonials there. Just go read them, hear what people are saying about this company and how they can help you as well when it comes to selling your home, saving you money. It's your equity. You built it up. It's your money, and they know that. They want you to keep the most of it to either buy another home, retirement, education, vacation, whatever. It's your money. They realize it. So it's $2,900 for up to $500,000 listing. Local Realty, flatfee.com. Local Realty, flatfee.com for local realty.
I got to get back to that orange on orange situation. I'll share it with you after this break.
This is the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The flagship station for Alabama Crimson Tide football.
Alabama touchdown.
Only on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Exam 4 needs to be sanitized.
Mersana's MRI clinic isn't operating at max efficiency. She needs a new certified tech certifiably now.
Someone's waiting in room 2 for an ACL scan. Can you handle that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey folks, BJ Perkins, Executive Manager here at Townsend Nissan. Just wanted to get out the message that Townsend Nissan is having a huge new and pre-owned sale now with a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready to roll today. And most of all, your current vehicles at an all-time high. And Townsend Nissan wants it today. And the icing on the cake is finance rates are a record low. Townsend Nissan saves you time and money. So where should you shop for your next vehicle?
Townsend Nissan, your family in the car business.
Q will take it to the top of the arc. Wide for 3. At the buzzer, blocked by Herb. The putback, no. The buzzer sounds. And Bama hangs on. Oh, my goodness.
Get ready for a new season of Alabama basketball. The defending SEC champs are back in Coleman Coliseum, and the Tide hosts some of the biggest games of the year. Tickets are on sale now. Reserve your seats today at RollTide.com.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522. Don't wait. Call now. 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Nothing but sunshine today. A very pleasant afternoon. The high 74. Clear and cool tonight with a low at 48. Weather for the weekend looks good. Lots of sunshine tomorrow and Sunday. The high tomorrow is 79. The high Sunday at 81. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 74 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Here's the snap, waist high, looking right, throwing. It is intercepted by Alabama on the far sideline and brought back to the 35-yard line. Rodgers throws, looks near side, holds up, intercepted Alabama. Pulled down by Jordan, battle down the right sideline. He's going to go to the goal line. Does he step out of bounds? No, he's in for a touchdown. Jordan Battle, the second interception of the day for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Play action fake to Jaquavius is marked, and there's sack number 1 of the ball game. Byron Young, come on down. His second sack of the season. Everybody comes up to the line of scrimmage, and here comes the pressure, and down goes Rodgers. Jingle running back, he deploys. Pressure up the middle, down he goes. Will Anderson, sack number 3. Quarterback looks right, and looks down. Henry To'o sacks him. They clap the hands. Standing in is Rodgers. Going down is Rodgers. Will Anderson on the low side, and many a teammate on the high side. He looks to the near side, throwing it up for grabs, intercepted by Alabama in the end zone. It's coming out, Jordan Battle. Battle up the near side, 25-30, and he's taken down yet another Alabama interception.
All right, welcome back in. And again, some highlights there from last weekend's defensive performance. And Jordan Battle, big part of that, the 2 interceptions. Joe got one as well. And just better play on that side of the football against Mississippi State. And see whether or not they can carry that now into Tuscaloosa and be back home for the next 4 games in Bryant-Denny Stadium. So should be a big night for the Crimson Tide coming up tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Hey, let's get into Tua and kind of some of the things I know, Lars, you wanted to talk about, and what Miami's kind of thinking of doing at the moment, trying to figure out what's the best thing for them as far as handling a situation where they're looking at maybe Deshaun Watson. He's kind of denied certain things, other rumors about certain trades, and whether or not that's those type of things are going to go down. And just kind of what are you hearing from your kind of national media guys?
Yeah, so Miami's now lost 5 in a row. And Tua's had a rib injury, and that's caused a lot of discomfort for him. Had injury to insult. Who did they lose to last week over in London? The Jaguars, who hadn't won a game in about 3.5 years, it seems like. Mm-hmm. So all this started on Wednesday when John McClain of the Houston Chronicle, and John is one of the most respected longtime NFL reporters out there. He reported that the Texans appeared to be nearing a deal that would send Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins. And so Deshaun Watson, as we know, he hasn't played it down for the Texans this year. There's still 22 civil lawsuits have been filed against Watson, accusing him of sexual assault and misconduct. And Deshaun Watson has said that he never wants to play for the Texans again. And then more reporting was done, and it linked the Texans with Miami. Then the thought was, according to multiple sources, Miami then was going to trade Tua to the Washington football team, and Washington's denied it. The Dolphins have denied it, and the Texans have denied it. However, it seems to be gathering momentum. It seems like the Dolphins are about ready to throw the towel in on Tua. Jay, do you think it's too early to do that? They're going to have to pay a hefty price to get to Deshaun Watson, and boy, it just Tua's career, NFL career, has been beset by injury. I don't think he's really been fully healthy, and he admitted last year as well that he didn't do a good enough job of learning the playbook. But just where, Jay, your stance on sort of where Tua is right now, early in his NFL career.
Yeah, and Trent, just join us. What Trent, you sit right there if you want to. We got you. That'll pull you up on. We got right there with Matt on camera, but as well as the mic. Probably the biggest thing, Lars. I mean, I am surprised that it hasn't been a better outing for him, and that he has not had more success. Now, granted, again, you have to build everything around a quarterback. I think a system. I think it's offensive line. I think it's a run game. Receivers, but we were hearing some of this last year coming out of Miami that some were not happy with the progress they were seeing. I don't think that's a lot to say about him not being in the playbook or things like that. I mean, he was coming off a major hip surgery. He went through a weird 2020 of fall practices and things that they weren't doing and really weren't getting the work that needed to be done for all the players leading into that season. So I don't know. I mean, to me, yeah, year two, little too early for my taste to be able to give up on a guy that you had in your first round as a pick. I know you got to make financial decisions and best decisions for your organization, but you thought so much of him, Matt. I mean, and now you're wanting to get rid of a guy, or at least that's kind of the rumor.
To no one's surprise in this room, Jalen Waddle, a rookie out of the University of Alabama, coached by Nick Saban, responded with this tweet: "Everyone is just focused on playing the game and winning, not the rumors."
Good for him.
A lot of rumors.
Like player, like coach.
Trent, what's your initial thoughts about that, or have you heard much, or any of the guys you've talked to about the situation in Miami right now?
I think it's immature of Miami to even have that, in the air, even since last year. I mean, the season just started, man. Not to say it just started, but it's the second year, man. That's what I hate when they do kids like that. I got put in that situation to where you want me to go in here and change a program around, and this program hasn't been that good. That's why I got picked in the top 5, in the top 10, because this program hasn't been up to par to the regular NFL teams that we want to get to the playoffs and do stuff. I mean, Andrew Luck got put in that situation.
Yeah,
everybody go to top 5 or top 10 get put in those situations where you want to just change this program right now, but it's not going to happen. You got to build around this player. You got to build around this team. You got to build around this guy, man. And for them, man, if you see Tua on the field, he's not playing bad. Man, it ain't like he's just out there just throwing interceptions or throwing into the dirt, not making the right calls. He's just been injured, and it is what it is. I mean, Sam Bradford been injured, but Sam probably got paid the most in quarterback history.
Unbelievable, yeah.
I mean, you think about Colt McCoy. Colt ain't been able to throw since we played him in 2009 in the national championship. He's still out there on the NFL roster.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think they doing this kid wrong, man. And I know this kid, he's a fighter. He's a winner. Maybe I'm biased, but I done been in this situation, man, and it's not fair.
That's great points. Great points. I will got Andrew Bone coming up here at the bottom of the hour. If you're a medium or small business out there, an owner, and you may be aware or not that there are additional government stimulus dollars available to you and your business outside of the PPP loan. If you had employees, retain them during that COVID pandemic, there's up to $33,000 cash refund per employee available to you no matter if you had a financial loss or gain. $33,000 cash refund per employee. The tax attorneys, CPAs, the e-tax breaks, they want to help you through it. They reach out to 3,000 federal and state programs that are available for businesses. They do not, these are not loans. You don't have to pay them back. E-Tax Breaks team also has recovered over $2 billion for their clients to date and can serve you nationwide as well. And the best part, there's no fee to find out if you qualify. They work off what's called success fees. So there is no financial risk to you ever. You pay nothing unless they find credits or refunds for your business. And about 90% of small businesses are eligible. So take a few minutes, reach out to these guys, see if your business qualifies. You can go to etaxbreaks.com, or that's etaxbreaks.com, or simply call them at 855-659-1231. That's 855-659-1231. and etaxbreaks.com. All right, Andrew Bone, Bama Insider coming up. Don't forget, as you're watching us on Bama Insider, subscribe, thumbs up, like there, and also all those that are listening across the network as well throughout the state of Alabama. and down the Gulf Coast. We'll continue. He's coming up next. Andrew Bone. We'll talk recruiting, official business, and unofficial ones coming up this weekend.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store, where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size and shape, along with your gait, and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe, and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. Your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds, built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.co. Letter C, letter O.
All right, welcome back in. And joining us now, let's go to our recruiting analyst and one of the best in the business. And he knows all things Crimson Tide as well. That's Andrew Bone. Go to @Andrew J. Bone. He is part of the Rivals Network, BamaInsider.com as well. And you'll see him throughout a ton of shows throughout the week, not just talking recruiting, but talking about the games coming up, and a big one with Alabama, Tennessee. You're going to have a lot of some officials, and I'm sure a lot of unofficial visits coming up this weekend as well down at Tuscaloosa. Andrew, great to have you on, my man. Hope you're doing well.
Doing good. Appreciate that intro. I felt like I was at Rounders or something walking in.
I love it. Love it. So I guess I love this kind of exactly. Yeah. I love just kind of turning it over to you because you're going to give our listeners and viewers on BamaInsider.com a lot of information. I know about kind of what's going to be happening this weekend. But how big of a weekend is it for Alabama? First time back since Ole Miss, and having a chance to bring recruits in and have a big weekend. So kind of give us some updates on that and any latest commitments that have happened over the last week or so.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a great rivalry weekend, and it's a weekend that Alabama really pressed to get a lot of top recruits in town for it. Surprisingly, there's a lot of top kids coming in, whether that's in the 2022 or 2023 recruiting classes. You have 5 official visitors coming into town. Official visitors on a game weekend, sometimes it's a little challenging. Sometimes you have one opportunity to get them on campus, and sometimes this is their only. Y'all could hear that to go for Andrew just got picked up. So thank you. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, these official visitors on game weekends, it's usually for guys that are kind of out of the region. So you got a guy from Texas coming in, you got a guy from Oklahoma coming in. It's usually their only opportunity to make a trip over to Tuscaloosa. So you got to really impress them, and you're going to have a night game in Tuscaloosa. You're going to have the light, you're going to have everything going on, and a lot of these guys are going to be arriving on Saturday morning. They're going to stay until late Sunday, and hopefully you can spend a lot of time with them before and after the game. But I think the 2023 class is also really impressive this weekend because you have some top names coming in, including 3 guys that are considered in the top top 10 overall. And in LT Overton, who is a defensive end out of Georgia, 5-star defensive end. You also have Peter Woods, who is a 5-star on some sites, 4-stars on other, out of Thompson High School, and also James Smith, who's a really great interior defensive lineman out of IMG Academy, originally from Carver High School in Montgomery, but he's going to be coming up this weekend. But as far as official visitors go, talked a little bit about those guys, but Chris Marshall, wide receiver out of Texas, going to be making a decision here in a couple of weeks between Alabama, Texas A&M. USC's in the mix, but I'd be surprised if he ended up out on the West Coast, especially with their current coaching situation. You have Chris McClellan, who's a defensive tackle out of Oklahoma, also going to be in town. So Alabama's still looking to add a couple more defensive linemen to this class. So we'll see how his official visit goes this weekend. Isaiah Hastings, another defensive lineman out of Florida. He's originally from Toronto, but moved down to Clearwater, Florida for his senior season, and has really impressed a lot of people. Has really picked up a lot of offers, including one from Alabama weeks ago. 6'4.5", about 295 pounds. So, definitely a very intriguing prospect, and one of the biggest 2022 recruits that's going to be in town this weekend is a guy who actually decommitted from Florida just a few days ago, and that's Shamar James, in-state linebacker from Faith Academy down in Mobile. Has been a major target for Alabama since day one. Received his offer from Alabama actually around this time last year, and they've been heavily recruiting him ever since. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to be in Alabama's class just yet, but getting him back on campus this weekend, obviously pretty big. He's visited Georgia already this season, visited last weekend. Of course, a lot of people just assumed when he decommitted from Florida earlier this week, it meant that Georgia was in the driver's seat. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think Alabama has a great chance, and they've got a really good chance to make a strong impression on him this weekend.
Andrew, everybody wants to know, I'm sure, about Arch Manning, and heard reports that Alabama is maybe the front runner to land the grandson of Archie Manning, son of Cooper, maybe the most highly sought after recruit in I don't know, last 20 years. But where do things stand with Arch Manning?
Well, he definitely is going to have the microscope on him more than any recruit over the last 20 years. No doubt about that. I mean, you're the number one recruit in your class, and you're also a Manning. So there's definitely going to be a lot of pressure on him. But he backs it up. I mean, he goes to camps, performs on Friday nights, and it's just really impressive. And he's a guy that other recruits want to play with. He's developed a lot of great relationships with top kids in that 2023 recruiting class, and I think wherever he decides to go is going to probably have some effect on top athletes in the 2023 class, whether you're a running back or offensive lineman or even a defensive player, because they know how great he is, and how much the offense is going to be built around him in the future. So Alabama is a top contender. I don't want to say that they are the favorite. I don't necessarily think that's the case right now. I think Alabama, Georgia, Texas are all really fighting hard for him. Ole Miss is obviously in it with his connections to Oxford, but I do think Alabama is in that top echelon right now. I know Dan Patrick came out a couple weeks ago and said that he was hearing that Alabama was the favorite there. I'm not with Dan just yet, but I do think Alabama's made a really strong impression. The biggest thing is who does each school sign at quarterback in this 2022 class? And you look at Alabama right now, and they have one of the best in the country in Ty Simpson. Georgia has pretty elite quarterback currently committed and a 5-star over there in Gunnar Stockton, which they've signed a couple 5-star quarterbacks over the course of the last few years. So what kind of impact is that going to have on his decision? And that's not to say that he's scared of competition, because you're going to have competition wherever you go, especially if you're going to go to an elite football program. But I do think a lot of these quarterbacks do respect each other and know, hey, that's a really good quarterback. He's going to have a great opportunity to, contribute right away. And, do I want to go sit behind him or compete with him? Not everybody's going to be Mac Jones. Not everybody's going to, say, all right, I'm going to wait until my senior year before I start a game, and I'm going to be okay with that. A lot of these quarterbacks want to have the best opportunity they can to play right away. So we'll see what happens. But I think he also knows that Bryce Young's going to be there for at least another year, and that competition is going to be wide open after Bryce leaves, if Bryce does decide to leave early. So Alabama is pushing hard, and they're going to be in it till the end.
Andrew, man, when you look at young man, and I call him young man, when you look at him, who can you compare him to? To me personally, he remind me a lot of Andrew Luck coming out of school, and with his speed and with his size. But which are the Mannings, or which quarterback that you can kind of compare him to coming into college?
That's a good.
And
that's
I hate
a
to
good
do the
question.
comparison, but
Yeah, I hate comparisons too. But I mean, that's you mentioned Andrew Luck. Hey, I never really thought about that. I mean, that's a great comparison. I mean, you look at. I don't really remember his dad's coming out of high school. I just wasn't covering recruiting back then, but or not his dad's, but his uncle's coming out. I guess Cooper was a quarterback too coming out, but yeah, I mean, I think you look at somebody like Andrew Luck, or I don't think he's he's not a dual threat guy. This is a guy who's a pocket passer, is going to have a chance to to really be an excellent football player at the next level. Now, the biggest thing with him right now is just the all the pressure that's on him. Is he going to be able to handle pressure? There's pressure on all these top kids coming out of high school. I mean, you're a 5-star recruit, or you're in the top 100. There's pressure on you to go in and become a future superstar, or lead this program to a national championship. But now you have this added pressure on. You're the number one recruit in the country. Your uncles have won Super Bowls. Your grandfather is Archie. I mean, it's just, there's so much that really goes into it, and you're hoping, no joke, you're hoping that this kid can live up to expectations, but you really have to kind of wait and see if he can handle it.
So with what you just said, and that was leading to my next question. Who do you think is more pressure on? Because I might be in this situation one day, and I know Jay, you probably was kind of in this situation too with your boys playing ball. Who had the most pressure? Is it the uncles, or is it or the granddad, or is it him? Is it the recruit? So that's a question that I'm gonna have to go through too, because that was the biggest part of me almost not naming my son Trent Richardson Jr. because I didn't want him to think that he had to live up to what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it's probably pressure on the whole family.
Oh, he's gonna be way better than you.
Oh, I know he's gonna be way better than me. That's the craziest thing. And he'll sit there and tell you, "Yeah, Dad, I'm gonna be better than you."
He's so good now.
Yeah.
Hey, here's the answer that question.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest. I think there's pressure on everybody. I mean, because everybody wants to know where's Art's going and how good's he going to be. And you have people, you have Eli and Peyton talking about it with Pat McAfee on Monday Night Football show. I mean, this is going to be the most talked about polarizing recruit over the course of the last, as Laura said, over the last 20 years. I mean, there's just going to be so much attention, but the uncles, the dads, the grandfather, they're all going to be receiving a lot of pressure. Hey, we want him to come to this school. And I think for Eli and Peyton, they're probably going to stay out of it as much as possible. Obviously Cooper's being his father, he's going to be the one that everybody's going to go through, and I think there's probably going to be a lot of pressure on him to probably send him to Ole Miss. But I'd be surprised if he ended up going to Ole Miss. I just think that they're looking at the championship caliber programs in the top schools, and who has the most stability. Now, I'm not saying Ole Miss doesn't have stability, but with success that Lane is having over there, there's an opportunity. There might be some opportunities there for him to get potentially some bigger jobs, and I think they're probably going to be looking at that. LSU could potentially get in. What?
That was going to be my next question. Does LSU, is some of that who they look at, what they choose? Would they? I mean, hopefully, they wouldn't just do it for one player, but I'm sure they want to find somebody that maybe Arch has a relationship with, or at least they're in the hunt, right?
Yeah, I don't know if Scott is going to meet with Arch to decide who's going to be the next head coach, but it could have an implication. And somebody pointed out, you look at Lane coming, or playing against LSU this weekend. Is this potentially an opportunity for him to make a big impression? That would be something that might open the door a little bit more.
So everybody put him out the door already.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed on these pictures, and I showed it to Trent. I pointed at it. I mean, what high school has Jordan gear? Man, I mean, they had a Jordan symbol on their jerseys. I'm like, did they have to deal with Jordan? That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I know about the colleges.
They got to deal with them.
Yeah, crazy. Hey, we got to run. Andrew, always great stuff. Yeah,
thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great
to have
weekend.
you on, and always great information. You two have fun, and I know it's gonna be a busy one for you as well. As get ready for Alabama, Tennessee tomorrow night. See you, man, 6 o'clock. And again, BamaInsider.com's Andrew J. Bone is Andrew J. Bone is his Twitter handle with the Rivals Network and part of BamaInsider.com. All right, subscribe, man. We see a lot of great comments coming up as well about all this on the comment threads. Keep those coming, and we'll return. We'll wrap up hour number 2 on the other side. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The flagship station for Alabama Crimson Tide football.
Alabama touchdown.
Only on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Join Randy Smalley and me, Captain Ray, for the Randy and Ray football forecast, where we pick the games against the spread. It's this Friday night at 11 following the high school scoreboard show on Tide 100.9. Brought to you by Randy Smalley Floor and Tile.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
It takes 2 vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522. Don't wait. Call now. 800-324-4522. 800-324-4522.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
If you're in HR, you're probably wearing a lot of hats. Recruiter, team builder, trainer, mediator, policymaker, and of course, paper pusher. But not anymore. Bamboo HR is the #1 HR software for small and medium businesses. It manages all your employee data easily and automates countless tasks, so you can focus on people, not paperwork. Bamboo HR frees you from spreadsheets, so you can do your real job, creating a great place to work. If the data shuffle and paperwork mountain have you ready to hang up all your hats, you're ready for Bamboo. If you handle HR records and paperwork, Bamboo HR is a dream. Let us free up your time and put your days of pushing paperwork behind you, so you can focus on the people and making your company a great place to work for everyone. Try PC Magazine's top pick for HR software free today. Just go to bamboohr.com/panda. This is a limited offer only available to radio listeners at bamboohr.com/panda. That's bamboohr.com/panda.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Nothing but sunshine today. A very pleasant afternoon. The high 74. Clear and cool tonight with a low at 48. Weather for the weekend looks good. Lots of sunshine tomorrow and Sunday. The high tomorrow is 79. The high Sunday at 81. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 74 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
They do a really good job of executing their system and what they do. And he knows, like any coach who has been in the system for a while, how to tweak it and what to do in a game to make it work and make it effective for his players. And it shows all over the tape. So, and they're very well coached, and they haven't really changed dramatically. But I do think he's doing what his players can do the best.
That was more from Nick Saban last night, and a lot that was said that was a lot of fun really hearing him talk. That young man, 11-year-old, his birthday, asked the question, kind of went through the procedure of what a script looks like and kind of how you script out the beginning of a game, script out again at halftime. You're really kind of doing a lot of adjustments like that on the sideline. Sometimes just script out just a series. Hey, let's go see what we can do against this and this formation, how they're going to line up, and maybe trying to set something up for down the road. I know Lane Kiffin, he's big on that as far as formations and stuff, and just doing things to kind of get you lulled to sleep and then all of a sudden take the shots down the field. All right, Bryce Young, as you're watching there on BamaInsider, and the other quarterbacks working out, and they get ready for this Tennessee matchup. Let's go there. I know you wanted to kind of hit on with the other, but Tennessee, Alabama, what that meant for you, Trent. Go ahead. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, kind of how you see the game this weekend.
Well, for me, the game meant a lot to me, man, because matter of fact, like almost last year I played, no, my sophomore year when we played, and my aunt passed, and I felt like she was right there with me the whole time I was running. And I had an amazing game, man. And Coach them actually flew me down to the funeral, and they flew me back. And so I didn't even travel with the team going. And when I got, with the team, and they just embraced me. So just the whole culture of it, man. But, this weekend, I think we win by 20. So I can't predict the right score, but I know we win by 20.
Spread's 25.5. So you think Alabama doesn't cover?
See, only thing with that, Nick is not into embarrassing people, especially guys he respect. Or, people never said anything bad about him. Now, if you done said a couple words like your boy Ed over there at LSU, I think he would embarrass him every year because of that. And I think he's gonna have to get his get back next year against Texas A&M. But guys like that though, that he respect. I mean, he respect Clemson head coach. He respect him a lot.
Dabo.
Yeah. I was about to say Shula. He respect, and I didn't want to say the wrong name.
Right.
He respect Dabo so much, man. I think that just that rivalry that they have. I don't ever see him trying to embarrass them, or even with Kirby. I don't think he ever try to embarrass Kirby. But I mean, I know some games you got, some games do get away. With the game last year, but I see when we winning by 20.
Lars, what do you think?
Alabama 45, Clemson, Tennessee 10. I think they cover.
Oh, I love it.
45-10.
Here's the got the cigar ready to go.
Ready.
Camacho.
What do you think, Jay? Is it going to be 1,000-0?
Yes, 1,000-0. I agree with Trey. It's going to be more than 20 points, I think. The up-tempo offense, Alabama's just got to get them long yard situations, get off the field on third down.
I just think the last quarter, they be, letting off the gas.
Hey, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us on BamaInsider.com. Like, subscribe, and listen in. Coming up on Monday as well, right here on Bama Insider and all throughout our network and our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM. Get the pregame show coming up tomorrow as well. Stay tuned for that. Have a great weekend. God bless.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurants. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my days down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything, handled it all the way through.
white glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they got you covered. Head out today to the Cajun Steamer.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes, extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So, we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.